Many of the people who heard him were amazed and asked, "How can he do all this? Where did he get such wisdom and the power to work these miracles? Isn't he the carpenter, the son of Mary? Aren't James, Joseph, Judas, and Simon his brothers? Don't his sisters still live here in our town?" The people were very unhappy because of what he was doing. But Jesus said, "Prophets are honored by everyone, except the people of their hometown and their relatives in their own family." Jesus could not work any miracles there, except to heal a few sick people by placing his hands on them. He was surprised that the people did not have any faith. Instructions for the 12 apostles. Jesus taught in all the neighboring villages. Then he called together his 12 apostles and sent them out 2 by 2 with power over evil spirits. He told them, "You may take along a walking stick, but don't carry food or a traveling bag or any money. It's all right to wear sandals, but don't take along a change of clothes. When you are welcomed into a home, stay there until you leave that town. If any place won't welcome you or listen to your message, leave and shake the dust from your feet as a warning to them." The apostles left and started telling everyone to turn to God. They forced out many demons and healed a lot of sick people by putting olive oil on them.
Thank you.
I wanted to share with you a little bit about the Gospel of Mark. In this Gospel, there are no miraculous birth stories. So it would make sense, according to Mark, that when Jesus had been away from his hometown for a long, long time, people kind of remember him when he was a little kid, and most people never think of little kids as growing up and doing something really miraculous. And so here he is. He now lives in Capernaum. He's going back to his hometown, goes to the local synagogue, is healing, and is speaking with such eloquence that, wow, who does he think he is? Isn't he the carpenter? Is it Mary who still lives here, his mom, and his brothers and sisters? What's that about? I mean, who does he think he is? What is he doing? And it's not that shocking. I mean, even if you're pretty spectacular, for people to treat you after a long, long time as the way you were when they remembered you. I had a lab partner when I was in high school. His name was Richard Price, but we used to call him Dickie Price. That's before the word had bad meanings, okay? And he was a prankster. And I remember one of my favorite episodes was he attached the Bunsen burner hose to the water. Oh, no. And so he had the thing shut off. And he said, "Mr. Coker, I need help. My thing won't light." You can imagine what happened. So poor Mr. Coker, our chemistry teacher, leaned over, turned on the thing, and water all over the place. And of course he ended up in the principal's office. Poor Jolene was always in the principal's office. I mean, that poor kid, I mean, he wasn't a bad person, he just was a prankster. And he spent probably more time in the principal's office than the principal himself. And so, I had left town a long time. I had come back after many, many years, and we used to have a local paper. And on the headlines of the local paper, it said, "Mr. Richard Price," and it showed his wife and these 2 cute little girls in their little fluffy dresses, is now the principal of some school in the Palm Springs area. And I thought, you know what? It makes sense. He probably knows the job. He knows the office. But again, it shows how we hold on to, and I was guilty of that. I thought, him? I mean, if there's a last person on this planet who I thought would ever be a principal. But then now I think about it, yeah, it makes sense. He knows the job, he knows the place, he knows what to do. this kind of illustrates how we hold on to the way we remember people from way, way back and really don't allow them to be who they are in our own minds. I also am not afraid to learn from other faith traditions. I see them as supplements to my own faith in Jesus Christ. And one of the pillars, you might say, of Buddhism is all life is suffering. And you think, I don't feel like I'm suffering right now. But all life is suffering because we want to hold on to that which is impermanent. And think about all the things that are impermanent. The flowers in our garden, our friends, our neighbors, our loved ones, our homes, they can catch up in flames. Like so many people have lost their homes in all these forest fires. Our jobs, having to move suddenly because we can't live what we did before. So much in our life is impermanent. And as long as we hold on to that and feel sorry for ourselves that we don't have what we had before, or on the other hand, we hold on to resentments and just won't let them go, we're going to be miserable. And I think Buddha knew what he was talking about. And it reminds me of a roommate that I had in college. Now, of course, this was about 1,000,000 years ago, right? A long time ago. I used to tell my junior high school students that you think that Moses was alone up there on that mountain? I was there. So, no. Because they wanted to know how old I was. I told them I was 100. Really? Like, you look pretty good for 100. I was about 35 at the time. But anyway, Connie, my roommate, had a real good friend that she had known ever since they were little girls in elementary school. They had gone to elementary, junior high, high school, and now college. And they were really close friends. And they lived in the same town. So Connie had a car, and she drove her friend Karen home. On their way home, they had a horrible accident. These things do happen. And this is before the airbags, and this is before the harness seatbelts. They had the seatbelts that would go across your lap, but they didn't have the harness tight. Karen was killed. I've seen, through the years, I've seen Connie, and she just won't let go. The guilt is so bad that she can't let go. She didn't do it on purpose. She didn't go to sleep or anything like that. It was one of these things that happened. It was a direct hit. She and another car was turning left. And her friend got it the worst, of course, and died. But Connie just couldn't ever let go of her guilt. And probably, she's still alive to this day. She's not a happy person because she cannot forgive herself for her friend's death when she was the driver. So that was a negative thing. On the other side, I remember John, who had a partner. And this is when I was volunteering at the AIDS Service Center in Pasadena. And this was just before the time that they started having what was called, they used the term the cocktail. And John's partner, Pete, died from AIDS. And they were very happy together. They were really nice people. John was a Lutheran minister, in the closet, of course, because his church at that time could not accept anybody who was gay. And so, when he lost his partner, who was the love of his life, his deepest friend, again, the guilt, because he did survive. He lived long enough himself when the cocktail came out and was successful in being able to live and thrive and have a job again. This time he became an Episcopal priest, and there he was accepted as a member of their community with open arms. Holding on to the past can be very dangerous. because it doesn't allow us to be able to enjoy life, to look forward to future events, to see all the kinds of possibilities that are in store for us. We're holding on to our illnesses, we're holding on to our resentments, we're holding on to that which we really can't do anything about. And we just stay there and not really grow. It's by opening ourselves up and thinking, maybe there's something wonderful there out there for me, a future, new experiences, new challenges, new people to love, new people to meet and have interactions with. That's what we really need to do. Jesus was probably disappointed that they took him that way and thought, oh, I remember that kid. He was just a kid, right? No big deal. And who does he think he is, speaking the way he does with such authority and healing people? Wow, this is really something. Let people be who they are. Meet them, even if you knew them a long time ago. Meet them where they are right now, as the wonderful creations that God created, that God loves, that God cherishes, and just see of all the things that can happen in your life. Amen.